Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mind. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun Politico, Maiyegun don't come, oh, this one not the off in mind. Maiyegun don't come, oh, can in the touchlight every corner. Maiyegun don't come, oh, okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power. Over naira, see them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you lie down, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun die.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live. Share the broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends as well. Share it wide. Tell them. Maiyegun today.
Maiyegun diary Politico. Maiyegun diary. Godfatherism. Kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun diary. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹ́gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu. Maiyegun diary.
Thank you. Share the broadcast tonight. Wait to just they say to be forewarned is to be forearmed. Malamu and Bokohari. As much as you all know that they believe that they've conquered everybody and nothing and nobody can stop them or challenge them. They are the accusers. They are the prosecutors. They are also the executors of their own laws. However, before they change the narrative, let us quickly correct it. Yeah, share the video as well.
Presido bá rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀ sọ́ra jù. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
If you have any of those Lagos Abobakus, the Oshogbo Alimajiris, the humbled slaves, the obedient fools, the sophisticated morons, the social media bandits, Facebook adsmen, every one of them you know, including the premium Buharidins and Buharididrins, the Abrodian Buharidiots that you know, tag them. This is what they do. It is what Yoruba called Aitetemole. Right before our eyes, we saw, we are still seeing them anyway. We saw jihadists grabbed power in Nigeria and they gave amnesty to terrorists who continues to kill every day. This week alone, these guys have killed over 600 human beings. But they are not terrorists. Because those who have taken over power in Nigeria would continue to tell you who is a criminal and who is not a criminal, who continue to free terrorists and jail activists. The same guys are now telling you, well, they have been telling you, that their own Fulani, Salafist, Islamic jihadists that have been wreaking havoc all over Nigeria, especially in northern Nigeria, they are vandals, they are bandits. But Sunday Igboho has a link with Boko Haram financier. We need to break it down. Olórí burúkú ló pọ̀ jù nínú gbogbo àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n ń ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ Buhari APC. Olórí ibú ló pọ̀ jù nínú yín. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ APC, tẹ́ gbé sórí, tẹ́ gbé sọ́kàn, tẹ́ gbé sẹ́mi. Right before your eyes, terrorists are telling you that somebody who rose because of the terrorism being suffered in different parts of Yoruba land risked everything, including his life. And the terrorists who hunted him down for doing so are turning around to tell you that a Yoruba son who defended Yoruba land at the stake of his own life, they are linking him to the people they pretended that they didn't know when these people were arrested in Dubai. Bokohari's Malamu came out. This is where I want to start from. And please indulge me. Igboho working with Boko Haram financier Surajo Abubakar. That is what Malami said today. He said a lot. He also, on Igboho, he said a lot on Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB. Malamu, part of what he released today, he said it was IPOB that burnt down Lagos, Oba of Lagos Palace. That's what he said today. And this is in quote what he said. Investigations reveals that Adesun International Concept Limited, belonging to Igboho, transferred the sum of 12 million naira and 50,000 naira, and 750,000 naira to Abal Bako and Sons. Abdullahi Umar Usman is by way, according to him, he said, it might be recalled that Abal Bako and Sons and his promoter Abdullahi Umar Usman are suspects in the ongoing joint terrorist financing investigation. Abdullahi Umar Usman is by way of financial transaction connected to Surajo Abubakar Muhammad, who was sentenced to life imprisonment in United Arab Emirates on charges of financing terrorism, Boko Haram. Now, Malamu said, because Igboho's company transacted with Aboki Burudi change in Yoruba land to change his naira to dollar as a businessman, there are many of those who are going to feed fat on whatever nonsense vomited by Malamu. You have all at one time or the other transacted with some of this Boko Haram financing, Bureau de Change. You remember the expose of David Udein on the genesis of Boko Haram, and now Boko Haram has been financed over the years, including the Bureau de Change that were indicted as the conduits where they move money sponsoring Boko Haram, those who are based in Lagos, those in Kano, and all those, the addresses and all of that, verified. Malamu jumped them and decided to go and see that, okay, Shebi they say Igboho is always importing cars, selling cars. Abi, he sell cars. Therefore, he's probably not buying the cars in Naira. So let's see if it's transacted with any Bureau de Change at all, so that we can at least use that. But before I even come to that, it was this same Malamu that told us that the crime committed by Omoyele Sowore was treasonable crime. And when they said bring the evidence, he said Omoyele Sowore was working with some countries who have been financing him to destabilize Nigeria and overthrow Buhari. That was what Malamu told the Buhari idiots, the cyberbarians. And when they said they should bring evidence of those who are financing Omoyele Sowore, he said Sowore traveled to so many parts of the world to go and meet those who were ready to give him money to overthrow Bokohari. That was why Sowore was arrested for treason, because #revolution now is the key that the people who are funding Sowore to destabilize Nigeria. When they said bring evidence, guess what? He said, well, we found out that Sowore visited Dubai. And they said, but Sowore never visited Dubai. There's no record of him visiting anywhere. Even when he was going about for his presidential campaign, then there was never a time he visited Dubai. I said, okay, that was not an evidence. They said, but evidence of the money, funding, the money they gave to Sowore that you said is enough to overthrow Bokohari. He said, well, they found out that Sowore transferred money from his own personal account in Nigeria, and he transferred the money to Sahara Reporters' account in New York. Therefore, he did not declare that money. They said, how much be the money? He said, I think he said $4,000. So, Sowore transferred money from his own account to his own establishment, Sahara Reporters. And that constitutes an evidence to overthrow Buhari in Nigeria. Say, yes, the court will decide. Let the court decide. The same Malamu on Oloye Igboho, he said, Igboho transacted business of 273 million naira in 8 years, that they believe part of that money is from the Boko Haram sponsor. This guy sat down and he addressed press conference today. Okay? And that is the Attorney General of Nigeria, the #1 law officer of Nigeria, who is now working to jail everyone, coming out to expose the fraud called Bokohari and their collaboration with those who have wrecked Nigeria, the terrorists. So he came out and he addressed the press and he said, Igboho transacted business of 273 million naira in 8 years, that they believe part of that money is for Boko Haram. Okay, now let's get it. Igboho changed 12 million naira to dollars. There is no evidence of when, date, time, nothing, just word of mouth, because Malamu said they did an investigation. Now, 12 million naira to dollars. Abi, what would have then happened other than if truly there is an investigation? Okay, Igboho transacted the business through his own company, like any of us could do, with any of those Aboki Bureau de Change in Lagos, Ibadan, or anywhere you have transacted with Aboki Bureau de Change before, right? So 12 million naira is how much in dollars, by the way? Can somebody please do the math and type it in the comments? I want to read it out. You all know that I'm so terrible when it comes to mathematics or this, that's a lot for me. However, help me do it. How much is 12 million naira in dollars? And please, we are talking about connection now. Sorajo that they are talking about have nothing to do with Igboho. According to Malamu, he said Igboho changed money to dollars from a business that they believe is linked to Sorajo, the person that United Arab Emirates arrested and sentenced to 10 years imprisonment. It's not even life imprisonment, right? Somebody says $6,000. Jesus. So, Igboho changing 12 million naira to dollars, which is $6,000, is the record evidence that Igboho has a link to Boko Haram, and therefore they are charging the Lady K and this comrade Jamil and Igboho. They are wanted for terrorism. Now, what is the link? Let's look at it this way. Boko Haram said they want to make Nigeria Islamic nation, where Sharia will be the main law, no constitution other than Sharia. And therefore, anybody who doesn't believe that, they will kill them. And so far, so good. They have killed more than 2 million people in their campaign of blood and terror of 12 years. For these 12 years, Bokohari's government, who came to power on the promise that they were coming to crush these terrorists, ended up maximizing and turned it into profit and an industry, right? Then somebody told us and he said, listen, this is an expose to some of you who don't understand or who don't have a clue about what is the genesis of Boko Haram. This is it. Conflicts for jihad. You remember that? Conflicts for jihad, which started from 1975 by no other person other than Sheikh Osama bin Gumi's father. His father started this whole thing. And those who were funding it were those who were giving you that your breakfast when you are a kid, and some of your children are still feeding on that. Conflicts for jihad. But what we later found out is that despite the fact that even the government of Nigeria indicted all these individuals, they never, ever carried that indictment and then sanctioning out. Some of them they forfeited all their properties abroad when they were caught financing terrorism because they are in Nigeria. The person who started this whole thing that brought Sheikh Gumi's father into limelight was no other person from this Eritrea. The conflicts for jihad. And 12 years ago, they activated their jihad. In Yoruba land, we had no jihad, no nothing, except for Murik, the Mumurik, that man that is mental, always wanted to start everything around religious war in Yoruba land, that Akinola or Akintola, or whatever his name. We don't have jihad in Yoruba land, yeah? Then suddenly, we started having the Fulani terrorists from 2015, kidnapping our people, collecting money, ransom, in millions of naira, killing those who couldn't pay, destroying the farms, chasing away people from their villages, ransacking towns and villages, and nobody could even, fight back. Igboho responded and said, Yorubas should rise up, and we should stop complaining. We should stop lamenting. We should go to action. And when he asked us, he said, if all of you who are now the Yoruba sons and daughters abroad, who are now so scared to come back home, if you want to come back home, this is the situation. It was the first person that first alerted us was Iba Gani Adams, the Are Ona Kakanfo of Yoruba land. It was the first person to alert us when he told us that from their own investigation,
For way back since 2016, they discovered over 1,748 Fulani cell inside our forest camps that were already surrounded. That the Yoruba political class and the elite should wake up before they will begin to become the victims of what they pretend not to be aware of. It was Iba Gani Adams that first alerted us. Then the people of Igongon cried out when they killed prominent citizens of that place. Then we discovered that 4 local government areas in Oyo State have already been surrounded and they have already been under the siege of Fulani terrorists. Igboho risked his life, moved other people, young, old, everyone. They went into the bush and they started chasing them. Even when the Yoruba political class couldn't hide or pretend anymore, they decided to start Amotekun in response to the invasion of the Fulani terrorists in Yoruba land. Things that are so strange to us. Yeah? And despite starting Amotekun, they were not allowed to be harmed, to go after those terrorists. Nigeria doesn't allow them. We never allow them. Even when this same Amotekun in Oyo State went after these terrorists for the first time this year in January, 3rd of January, you remember? And they killed over 48 of them, arrested about 12 of them, and they brought them to Ibadan. They cleaned and cleared more than 3 local government areas until they got to the last one, which happens to be that Ibarapa North or so, where you have Igongon, Ayete, Okeogun, and all those areas. It was when the Amotekun got there on the 3rd of January that they were faced with gunfire. They said the first 3 local government they chased, these people were running away. They were running away. This year, that happened this year. It was all these were in response to the invading terrorists of Yoruba land. That's how Igboho got involved though. Guess what? When they brought those criminals to Ibadan, the story changed. When Miyetiala said, those they attacked, they are vigilantes, they are walking in the forest, they are those protecting Yoruba land. And then Oyo State government said, we don't know them. We've never met them. We didn't even know they were there. These were terrorists terrorizing the people of this part of this state. Then the pressure came from Abuja. Guess what? The story changed. Immediately, the story changed. They are no longer Fulani terrorists arrested or killed by Amotekun. The commander of Amotekun in Oyo State came out and he said, we are in trouble. If all of you don't know, we are in trouble. His name is retired Togun. That's the commander of Amotekun in Oyo State. Since that January, you will never hear that Amotekun went into anywhere to do anything. In February, Igboho decided to visit Igongon. That was the day they put target on his back. So ask yourselves, what did he do wrong? Or what do you think is done wrong to now warrant Malamu to give a press statement and say Igboho has a link to Boko Haram? Lati Bosibo, from where to where? Is this not like them taking us for so of a mugu? That all of you who call yourself elite in Yoruba land, who are watching all these things happening, thinking it will never get to you. It will get to you. Now, this is the template. Many of you have been to Bureau de Change in the past. So many of you have managed to keep your business floating because you can no longer access Forex in the regular bank anymore since these criminals came to power. Yeah? All they need to do is to just hear anything from you. And bam, you are a terrorist. When they say they should bring the evidence, they will say during their investigation of tracing terrorism money, ask them, how come that they know all this Bureau de Change And Malamu, to this day, cannot even come out boldly to give you the names of Boko Haram sponsor. 400 of them, they claim they arrested. What is their name? Give us their names. They won't give you the names. But is it not convenient now to come out and say Igboho has a link to Boko Haram? How does that make any sense to anybody? It is called gaslighting. Shores in Abuja, they are holding him. He cannot go anywhere. They killed his brother. Fulani terrorists killed his brother. They didn't allow him to go and pay the last respect to his own brother, because they said he is being sponsored by those who want to destabilize Nigeria from Dubai, from all those imaginary places. While the real terrorists continue to shoot down fighter jets, continue to kill your military, continue to kidnap your people en masse, killing them en masse. The same Malamu came out. Let me show you. He also made the release on IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu. Same nonsense. They were in court. They had the chance of presenting their charges against Nnamdi Kanu. Yeah? They have told, they were so happy when they kidnapped him. Yeah? When they kidnapped Nnamdi, they were so happy. It was like they just discovered the oil in Zamfara or Borono. Yeah? They committed international crime. It is called extraordinary rendition. Let me cut it short. It is called kidnapping. It's like somebody like me working with other people and just kidnap somebody. If I am arrested, I'll be sentenced to life imprisonment. Yes, that's why it is in this country. If you kidnap anyone in this country, you are going to life imprisonment. There's no judge, there's no lawyer that can fight out of it. Fight you out of it. You can't get out of it. That is what Malamu, Bokohari, this Kenyatta guy, and the rest of those who had vans in kidnapping Nnamdi Kanu. Okay, you now have him in Nigeria. Can you then tell us why you want to hold him? They said he jumped bail. That's part of they didn't even put that in the charges, so that he jumped bail, because they know that he didn't jump bail. Somebody who had a date in court, and you couldn't wait, you decided to go and assassinate him and kill him, so that he would never appear in that court, right? And he ran for his life and continued to torment you. Now you kidnapped him and you brought him to your country. It is now back. He is back in your courts. Now the whole thing is back. The game is back in your hand. What are the charges? They said they called Bokohari idiots. They didn't put it there that Nnamdi Kanu said the person inside that Surok is not Bokohari, is a cloned fake one from God knows where they brought him from. They did not include that in the charges. Because if they included that in the charges, Nnamdi Kanu would have asked them to bring that Bokohari and let them do DNA. That's a big one. And that is even more disgraceful, because they will need to bring Bokohari if they want to prove that Nnamdi Kanu is wrong. They will need to bring Bokohari, collect his blood, collect his saliva, collect his hair, collect things they can collect from him, all the DNA. They'll go and check with those who are supposed to have a blood relation with Bokohari. So it is when they check and they realize, oh, it is the same Bokohari, that Nigeria can then convict him for calling Bokohari dead. But guess what? They did not put that in their charges. Among the charges, they said, because Nnamdi Kanu is using Radio Biafra, he has encouraged the youth in Eastern Nigeria to join IPOB and to join ESN. Therefore, in the last, since they've started, according to Malamu, the IPOB and ESN, they have burnt 170-something buildings, and they have killed 150 policemen and soldiers. That's what Malamu said. And that's Not all. According to Malamu, he said IPOB burnt Oba of Lagos Palace during NSAS. IPOB burnt the BRT buses in Lagos. And the IPOB also killed civilians in Lagos. That is what number one law officer of Nigeria actually told the press today. I am supposed to be fuming and screaming, but I won't. You know why? They have insulted us so much that they are so used to it that they believe that they are dealing with idiots, because many of you who call yourselves elites, and you claim to be the elite of Yoruba land, right before your eyes, Malamu and gang, they are dipping Nigeria into the oblivion that will consume not just them, including all of you, the elites, who are currently pretending that this is not happening. We saw what happened in Lagos. We saw the children from Isaleko that took over the palace. We also saw that the first palliative, the first time everybody will know that a palliative for coronavirus was stored at Oba of Lagos house, and so many other palliatives years before. Food, toiletries, medicals, and so many other things like that. Inside the palace of Oba of Lagos, stored there for years. The place was invaded by the youth of Lagos Island. We have their videos. We saw when they were swimming in the small swimming pool inside that place. We saw everything, but Malamu from Abuja, the Were from Kebbi, we rather gaslight every tribe one after the other, so that when we begin to fight, they can just war Spain and they will start picking us up one by one, killing those they can kill among us, displace those they can displace. By the time we all realize what they have done to us, we will have nobody left strong enough to fight them. Your money won't be able to fight. Your position won't be able to fight. Everything you have then will become worthless. And that is exactly what Malamu is doing. They divided Nigeria to this level because they think they know what they are doing. By keeping the whole thing, the fire, burning and burning, because they have compromised on so many people who are currently prouding themselves as leaders of this place, leaders of that place from southern Nigeria. You are all keeping quiet. You are. But look at the template. They are setting up the template that they are going to use to fry many of you. And by that time, those who have the strong voice, those who have the strong arms, those who have the strong will to go after them, they would have been decimated because you keep quiet. It is sad in two ways. The criminals who brought us to this level, they deliberately, continually telling us that terrorists are not terrorists. They are either bandits or vandals. The same terrorist government you have in Nigeria, who decided to buy back anti-aircraft gun because they didn't want the terrorists to use it to shoot down Bokohari. They don't give a damn if a passenger plane is shot down in Lagos. To them, Bismillah, Abi, Malamu can sit down wherever he is, protect terrorists, and they come out. They even send this Layamo, Femi Okonu Adeshina. These days, we have not been hearing from Garbage Shehu. We have been hearing constantly from these two dodoyos, Omuale Yorubas, Layamo and Femi Okonu Adesina, telling us that the reason why we are complaining is simply because Bokohari is popular than Awolowo. Bokohari is popular than Azikiwe. Bokohari is popular than any leader you think you know. But we said, fine. Bokohari is popular than them for every wrong reasons. I mean, every wrong reason that you can come across a murderer, a cold-hearted killer who pretended, why am I even saying pretending? He's told you that he could wipe some people out of the map because they are just dots in a circle. Now, that means murderous genocidists is popular because everything they stand for today, every bloodbath and every campaign of a jihad they are promoting today, they don't really belong to 21st century. They belong to the old that were supposed to be back in the old. But you ignorantly, selfishly and greedily, many of you brought and exhumed a dead corpse. After 30 years in the oblivion, you exhumed the death of Bokohari from 1985 to come back again, 2015. And then you look around and you want to blame who? No one else but yourselves. Yes, I'm talking to those of you who still think pandering to these murderous people, saying yes to the setup will keep you safe. Ha! You have no idea, no clue. And you see, we reject this, by the way, like we've rejected every of their lies because they don't match. They don't make sense. They are only sensible to the idiots that they told that all they needed was change, that later turned to chain. When they couldn't pull it off, they decided to change it to next level. We told them it's going to be a next devil. Now, they are actually in that devil enclave, but they are not just they just don't want to stay there on their own. They've dragged those of you who never even voted or supported, those of you who rejected and caused and said everything to stop them, they've dragged all of you into it. And if we have anything else to actually serve or anything at all to save, it is us. Malamu is setting us up. And if you continue to play, well, we never really played into their hands, but we need more people to know that when things doesn't make any sense, they are further going to make it worse. How? When you leave terrorists to do all they like, because whatever it is, they will be forgiven anyway. And those who are trying to stop the terrorists have been hunted down like common criminals. They are being set up and being called terrorists right before our eyes. And they will then use their fake fraudulent laws to what? To kill them. And you're just going to keep quiet. We're just going to keep quiet. Of course, we won't keep quiet. And that is why, tell them, let them have the day, but we won't forget. Just like we've never forgotten anything. Malamu and gang, because they chose to go after innocent people who are also the victims of the failed security and failed country, trying to salvage the little they could, which is the humanity that is left. When they go after them, who goes after the terrorist? Who protects us from the terrorists when they chase those who ask us to stand up because government won't do anything? And indeed, they are not doing anything. Rather, to use the whole platform of the country. Do you know the kind of treason these guys have committed? They pledged to keep you safe. They failed to keep you safe. That is a treasonable offense alone, that from Bokohari to Ikene Shatabandu to every one of them, walking about right now should be rounded up, cuffed, and made to face a serious, powerful judicial inquiry that will have the mandate to sentence every one of them to death or life imprisonment for the crime they have committed against you. Do you understand what it is like for terrorists to feel untouchable and for your government to continue to protect them, continue to fund them, continue to rehabilitate and pay them? Do you know how much it should cost a country to build a soldier? Let's start from that. How much do you think will cost a country to build one soldier? An American soldier, from record, from the kit, from everything he's putting on, to the gun he's carrying or she's carrying, or to the mags, everything that makes up that soldier, just that is approximated to be over $25,000. Training of that soldier alone is put at more than same $100,000. So a single soldier in America is an asset that is worth over $100,000. That is why an American soldier, wherever they fight and anything happens, they must make sure that they recover that person. Because it's an asset, a single one. How much do you think a Nigerian soldier is worth? From the gun he is carrying, to the boot he's wearing, to the bulletproof vest he's putting on, or maybe the bulletproof helmet he's putting on. How much do you think a Nigerian soldier is worth? I'm trying to picture something here, okay? I'm not saying you should. We know that you can say, well, Baba, they know what anything is. It the shakabula they are carrying? How much do you think they're worth? Maybe we should put the value of one soldier in Nigeria. Let's put it at 10 million naira. So let's say one soldier is 10 million. Every time Boko Haram kill one soldier, now 10 million then kill. Do you know that this year alone, Boko Haram have killed over 1,400 Nigerian soldiers? Well, not just the soldiers anyway, including the policemen. Do you know that? Now, multiply 10 million naira times 1,400. If you put the numbers of those security forces, military, police, killed by Boko Haram in the last 12 years alone, they will be over 10,000. That is how Nigeria is losing the value of one soldier. As they say one soldier. Now for how many? Now for 100 civilian, Abi? I'm not sure if that is accurate. God bless you. Somebody is giving me the actual figure here. I'm so happy that people who have an idea of what I'm trying to say here. They said an average American soldier, one, is worth over $400,000. About $400,000, no be small change. Oh. Do you see why America will never leave their soldier anywhere? And if you kill American soldier, it's like you destroyed an asset. An asset that is, when an American soldier is commissioned, they believe that it's going to be so useful in his lifetime, at least 10 years of his life or her life. You see that 10 years, that is what American will use. It's an asset when they talk about their military assets. So if you kill one, oh boy, now wala you define though. Do you know why? Somebody said Nigerian soldiers, they are not worth much. But again, let's be generous enough, being sincere here, because they actually spend a lot training them. If you meet an average soldier, they will tell you they spend a lot to train them, even though corruption embedded there. But despite all that money, so Boko Haram, you know now, it's either they kidnap the soldiers and the Nigerian military will deny them. They will kill them. Their family members will not even know that they have been killed. You get what I mean? That's how terrible it has become. But the Boko Haram killing them, That Boko Haram, they are receiving forgiveness. They call it amnesty. And according to those in charge of Nigeria, a terrorist like Boko Haram and these bandits, they call them bandits, they are terrorists, so they can become president if they repent. Do you see how they try to mess with your brains, with our heirs and all of that? You expect your government to be doing the right thing because they know everything. They say when crisis or any crime anywhere lasts longer than 48 hours, ladies and gentlemen, the government is involved. Those who have been prosecuting the war on your behalf, despite those they are killing. In Sokoto, Sultan of Sokoto came out and he told us, he said, they have just been hiding the figures of people being killed by terrorists in Sokoto state alone. They have not been telling the whole world the figures. Like there is no single day that they don't bury more than 10 people in Sokoto killed by terrorists from different communities. You know why they are not telling the people or letting you know the damages that is? Because a Bokohari is in government. Those who kill every day are being forgiven. And those who said publicly, defend yourselves, fight for yourselves, protect your land, make sure that this guy doesn't get away with this, blah, 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 blah. Your government turn around and they are using your resources to hunt them down. And they are coming back with scorecard. We have arrested Nnamdi Kanu. He's going to face justice. And you say, hey, the Hallelujah boys. We are also going after Sunday Igboho because he is a terrorist. Hey, all the enemies of Nigeria, they will fail. Buhari is working. Ha! Àwọn tó ṣe é pè fún àwọn tó fi orí ẹ gun ọṣẹ Ọlọ́run ò ní fire fún wọn kọsán ti báyé majority ẹ̀yin tí ẹ pera yín ní one Nigeria wọ́n ti bá psychological kí ló ti ń pè mechanism yín wọ́n ti dàrú gbogbo ẹ̀ ti dàrú wọ́n ti dẹ́sẹ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀ ti dàbí ẹsẹ̀ tailor gbogbo ẹ̀ ti dàrú mọ́ yín lórí. You can't think straight anymore. But only if you can just reason for a second and realize that, oh boy, which kind of mess we enter so. The reason why Nigeria will continue to crash is not because you are a sinner or because you no longer go to church or you no longer pray 5 times a day in the mosque or you don't join them to do Jama or you no longer, give sacrifice to the deities. They are the ones angry. Stop that nonsense. Stop shit there. A mental problem will make you think. These are the reasons why you are going through this. Use your sense, and I'll tell you how to use it. You have a terrorist government in place that allow terrorists to roam and walk about, and they continue to defend them. They give them money, amnesty. And they blame you for overreacting. But guess what? The terrorists have destroyed every economic fabric of the northern Nigeria. They have shattered every economic fiber of southern Nigeria. And they are not giving up. And this is how they have done it. You can't have any progress anywhere where there's no security. Don't let anybody continue to lie to you. Agriculture is your life. Agriculture is the future. Blah, 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 blah nonsense. You can't grow anything where you have no security. It is right before our eyes that we saw the Boko Haram who killed 110 farmers in a single day. They cut off all their heads, and they laid them down like a pile of all of you. And they took the picture to tell all of you. They said the farmers were those who informing soldiers about the movement of Boko Haram in their village. They killed 110 farmers. These are the 110 productive people who could grow food that could cut hunger, cut starvation, cut poverty to some level. They kill them like that every day. Ask some of these emirs that put a bedsheet over their head, a full bedsheet, telling you that they are agent of God, this and that. Ask them the truth about how many villages and villagers are now residing around palaces because they have been chased away from their farms. They have been chased away from their villages for years now. Where do you think your food will come from? From heaven. Manna from heaven. And then suddenly Miyetiala came. Also in the southern Nigeria. Us in southern Nigeria, we are battling with the same thing. And they are telling us to underreport it. Many of our villages are now. What is Daworo? All those villages you know. Inside, in Yoruba land. When you go inside, they say inside. When you go Ekiti, you go Ondo, or you go Ogun State, you are in Oyo, or you are, in Yoruba land. When you go inside, where you see villagers, you say, oh boy, these people never see electricity for the past, this one ever, no. If they don't even know, maybe they be Nigerians. They are living their lives moderately. Boko Haram terrorists have chased them away. Everybody is in Lagos. Now, they are kidnapping people on the way to Lagos, kidnapping people on the way to Ondo, kidnapping people on the way to Oshogbo, and they take them into those forests to pay ransom in Yoruba land. Farmers are now, and everybody is now like, hey, God help us, so, all of this. Now, people who grow food for us, our way of fighting poverty in Yoruba land, where you will see some people, they will say, you better land boku for village. Go grab land and start growing something. Many people who thought they were smart and they started small farm, large farm in different parts of Yoruba land after making small money in Lagos. Some of them are now calling, Maiyegun. Fulani yoni kure. They have destroyed my 4 million naira farm, Maiyegun. I want you to help me talk about it. Somebody was even calling me. And he said, I want you to help, maybe you can help us. I said, what do you think I can do? Should I call the commissioner of police? Or should I call the area commander of your Nigerian military? Those ones who came from Oloson in Abeokuta to beat up farmers. Farmers in Ogun State, they beat them up because they did not allow Fulani and their cows to graze on their farms. This year, they beat old people, old men. They were Fulani walk back with their cows. And when they are coming, they came with soldiers. When they came with the soldiers were pointing, because village, you can count all the houses. They are pointing at those places where those people stopped them from going to graze on their farms. Soldiers brought them out and beat them up. Search it on online right now. So who are those who are going to grow your food? Who? They told you that they are growing rice in Nigeria. They are growing lake rice, Lagos Kebbi rice. Yet, in Nigeria, and yet you are buying a bag of rice for how much? 30,000 naira. Does that not tell you that they are lying to you? How can, when you are buying foreign rice, when they are importing rice, after paying custom, paying everything, this weary, or this Al-Qaeda People's Congress, when they came in, you were buying a bag of rice for how much? 7,500 naira, 50 kg, 8,000 naira, 9,000 naira, B? Foreign rice. Today, Abakaliki rice, if you manage to see it buy now, how much do you buy it? They are from Abakaliki, not from Sweden, not from China, Abakaliki, Abi. Now you are buying that for 30,000 naira, and they tell you that Nigeria agriculture is growing, and you believe them. They say no employment. They say, who they steal dollar? Who they carry your dollar? There'll be people where they go pay hundreds of thousands of pounds and dollars and euros to foreign hospitals, foreign shopping centers, foreign this, foreign that they jump into your in your presidential jet fueled by you. How much do you think they pay to fuel your presidential jets? The same people who go about borrowing money. They said that one from Gombe. Is it Gombe? That one that said Nigeria, the southern Nigeria should not control their VAT. That if Lagos should start collecting their VAT and they don't share the money, Gombe State people will suffer. They will not be able to feed. That's what that one said. Guess what? Within just short time, he's been governor. He's already borrowed 55 billion and looted the money. They borrow money. They want to spend in Gombe. Looted the money because Nigeria go pay. That's what they do. Masaku, the one that is the governor from Bokohari state, the one that went into the forest, kilometer into the forest, to go and meet terrorists and took pictures with them. Let me see if I still have that. The way that went to the forest to meet terrorists. Oh, I don't have it anymore. Who now came back after paying 500 million naira to terrorists. He himself too, he will go abroad. He will go everywhere they can borrow money. Now Nigeria go pay. And the same people turn around. So as I am now, maybe Malamu is watching me. Maybe all of them inside their asshole rock, they have been watching, well, they have been reporting my channel anyway. But that won't stop us with it. No, it won't. So maybe I'm already a terrorist too. Because where's that my Biafran cap? It's no longer on my table. It's right there in the wardrobe. For doing this, I am more dangerous than El Banawi or Al Banawi or the ISWAP. Sokoto State is the headquarters of ISWAP. Sultan of Sokoto knows them. But I have never heard that the military, they sent Operation Igala Jump or Igala Swim or Igala Cry to Sokoto to go and face ISWAP. So they are now coming back to tell you and me that, you know what, don't listen to this Maiyegun. Those people who bombed the train going to Abuja, they were not terrorists. They are just vandals. Ha! And these Bele lecturers, these Mumu lecturers, these Mumu Madus, obedient fools, sophisticated morons and humble slaves. Hallelujah, boys, crumb eaters, crumb chasers, ass lickers. They will jump at it. You shut up your mouth. Ooh, all of you are terrorists. Are you not mad? It's unfortunate, too. The former health minister of Nigeria told us that the one that said doctors can be tailor. Doctors can be, they can be kuli seller or no waja. That's what he said. The same guy told us, Isaac, what's his name again? Isaac and something. He said between 85 and 90% of Nigerians are suffering from mental health problems. I'm not the one who said Google it. Go online now, Google it, and say Isaac. Give me his name. What's his name again? Isaac what? The way that said that your doctors, if they cannot collect the change they are giving to them, instead of striking, they should just go and do something else with their lives. And the Buhari idiots, the ways that are using Agbo, whenever they have cholera, they will go and drink Agbo. The ways that will have back pain, instead of going to the hospital to get scanned or get checked, they will go and buy Opayi, Ali, Afato, Afaito, and Ashiri and the other things they drink there, right? The Were then will turn around and say, where's your Baba? Where's your father? When I say, Bokohari will not drink Agbo. Bokohari will not drink Okpai, Ale, Afato, Afaito, Atashiri, Atashi, Aleba that you drink. He won't drink that to get better. He will fuel the plane and he will fly down to UK to come and get a better treatment in the UK, while you will turn around to enjoy the Nigeria hospital that they built for you, where Sikiri Alagbo, Silifa Alagbo, they are your regular doctors. You say, Oju yin to in yellow. See this your eyeballs, don't they yellow? That's Ibao, that's fever. I get one fresh Agbo, it go cure am. I say, Selefa, mix some for me. That weary will look at me and say, shut up your mouth, where's your father? So if 5-6 said 85 to 90% of you are mad, I am just repeating it. Don't feel offended. You see the reason why sometimes when you look at them and you realize that what should get them angry, don't get them angry. It is what shouldn't get them angry that they run crazy about. For example, when they fight for God, or when it is time for them to fight for themselves, they will leave their fight for God. But they are ready to die fighting for God. But when it is time to fight for themselves, they will leave the fight for God to help them fight them. No be juju be that. Some said na mentor. And I actually say na both. Juju and mentor. 85% mad people. From there, you elected a senator. You elected your senators who have no other job than to look for how to pass a speech law, how to make sure that single mothers who are 13 years old in northern Nigeria are allowed to vote in 2023. The lawmakers who approved loan that they should build the rail line from Kano to Maradi, where they can begin to bring the refugees from Niger, Mali, Chad, and the rest of the place. No be mad people, they do that. In the same place whereby you are so poor that you borrow money to even buy paracetamol inside Aso Rock. From the money you are borrowing, you see afterwards to go and buy fuel, aviation fuel plane, put the mannequin inside the coffin and plaster them to the plane, fly to London, and then they will turn on the charges, the battery and everything. Why the money now borrow money? Who pays the money? You. Then you turn around, you say, this country hard though. And only God could help us. So I say, you see, don't be mad or mental be that. God. But when you say, my friend, God cannot build hospital. Let me be honest with you. God cannot build roads. You see, God is not going to build electricity for you. You should all go out there and face these criminals who promise to build all these things, but they are not building them. They are now telling you to turn to God to minister to them so that they can build them for you. Since they have not heard from God, you can continue to sleep in the darkness. No, Maiyegun, that's where the madness will come in. They'll say, no, Maiyegun, I enjoy everything you have been saying. In fact, I have been following you for the past 5 years. I say, okay, bros, continue. But you see, I want you to please, when you are dealing with everything, I don't want you to touch God. Because you see, God is so powerful. You see what you are doing right now? It is God that is ministering to you. And I don't want you to insult God. Yes, God may not be able to build electricity, but God needs to touch the acts of human being so that they can then build electricity. So when you say, God cannot build this and that, you are underrating. I say, Baba, you don't be mad. You be madman. Make I just say I'm to you. I know be me talk more. Now, Dr. Isaac Suradi Taylor was the one who said 90% of you get mental problem. Do you get that now? That is why you will fight for God. My friend, you need to be careful because you see, God can just, I say, how come say, if no be say mental problem, how come is that the Nigerian God is only working when it destroys you? They'll say, you see, my friend, watch your mouth. Oh. Look at that man. 3 years ago, he was a great man. He was very popular. Everybody loves him. Then he started feeling on top of the world. He started talking about God and God and God. And before you know it, God just took everything away from him. Look at him now. I say, hey, but that one no good though. That's what I'm telling you. You should be very careful when you talk about God, especially Nigerian God. Now, wicked one. Very wicked. And the poor people, now only the poor people, they understand them. That Nigerian God. They are so scared of it. Say, that God can make you barren. God can punish you and just turn you to a barren. You will never born a child. God can just suddenly kill all your children to punish you. That is why when the poor people go to pray, you will know that their frustration that they take pray. Because they believe that thing where we fear so much. Can do anything. They say, now we want you will shout 3 times, 7 times. At the top of your voice, you say, God, destroy my enemy that doesn't want me to eat breakfast tomorrow. God, the people that are holding my glory, oh yeah, God, fire, burn them. So, and you say, calm down. You bind, you lose, you do this wrongly. There are many things that those who have faith, which I respect a lot, by the way, they know that God, the God they serve, is not a magician. Maiyegun, there's nothing we can do to these people. Now only God will help us punish them. It's a poor man's prayer. A powerless man's prayer. Karma. When all you need is just this you. Because God has already blessed you with this brain. Use them well before you die. Me, I have measured life, and I'm like, oh boy, I'm going to be 37. I'm actually going to be so lucky. I'll be one of the luckiest if I live for another 50 years. Because you know what? In another 50 years, I will be how old? 87 years old. Old man. So you look at that Maiyegun, Baba Maiyegun, you know what I mean? Not that I'm actually going to be like, but you know that I'm so old. They say, Maiyegun, it's time for you to retire. But I'll be one of the luckiest if I can live for another 50 years. But if I am smart enough, I should know that in that 50 years, I only have just another 15 and 20 years to make an impact and disappear. So anything after that, now old glory. They will say, man, I respect that Maiyegun. You see that man, they call Maiyegun, he's celebrating his 60th birthday. He's now 60 years old. It's, Maiyegun, that old. Since after that, oh boy, everything a pastime. They go just say, when that guy young. Oh, I remember when Maiyegun was very young. Oh, I remember, you know what I'm talking about. So I only have just 20 years. If I waste it, that's it. I'm just going to be motivational speaker. Aspire to perspire. To acquire to maguire. Then maybe disappear to reappear and require and then disappear again. Something like that. They say, Maiyegun is talking from experience. Oh boy, no experience other than what you manage to do when you have the time to do it. Nigeria has taken a majority of our time away. So if you are watching me as a young person, you don't know what opportunity this is for you to be able to have a critical thinking, to think outside the box, to never be dictated to be able to analyze things, see things through, be able to ask right questions, get answers. And if you can't get answer, continue to dig. You don't know what you have. I was growing up. I didn't leave Nigeria until I was about 26 years old or 27 years old. I did everything that I could do. Everything. Legitimately. Until I realized that, oh boy, how many times they will tell you that Nigeria is not for you? Sorry, sorry. May God no allow them. May them kill you. Now that voice I heard, I say, oh boy, I can't turn 30 years in this place. I don't know how I'm going to handle it. Even though, you know, I am kind of smart, because they say don't work too hard, just work smart. Before I even left Nigeria, those who claim to be in government in Nigeria, some of them have already been like scouting for me to come and be their PA, spokesperson, mouthpiece. Majority of you who know Maiyegun today, if I was still in Nigeria, number one, I am never going to be poor. I mean, you know why? It's just going to be a game of if you can't beat them, you join them. Because I had a chance to see them very well. So maybe today some of you will know me as, that Maiyegun da Elenu Jawaya. You know, different from Laya Muhammad. That boy can say anything because of money. All of you go know, say, now my money and they work for. But I am so, so grateful to those who gave me all the support I needed to get out of that place. Look at me today. I am better off and more useful to millions of you who are still going to come across me. So Nigeria took a lot away from me. And it could have possibly converted me to what some of those who are of my age today celebrating as I'm a PA to local government, I'm a SA to this, I'm that, just because of what they will eat. Then they will have to turn truth over his head and begin to blab to justify nonsense. I would probably have become one of them. Some of you won't like me. Some of them will like me because I'll get money to they give them. I'll serve anybody from PDP to APC to the AD to wherever until maybe they will just kill me one day. Say this one are criminal. This one are weary. Kill him. It's too smart. They will just say, hey, this young man, former PA to former, because I'll get to the post of commissioner maybe because I'm so good when it comes to, and that's where I get to know that those in charge of Nigeria, they are not really as smart as some of you would think they are. They are not really that kind of deep like many of you would think they are. Guess what? If you get closer, you will see how empty many of them are. So that's why they rely on these small, sharp brains. People they can easily grab, give money to. You get what I mean? Give you access to wealth. Just protect them. Write speech for them. Protect their image. Make the whole, put things together. But when you get closer to them, you realize that, oh boy, these people are really empty. Few times you have heard from Tifnumbu. Are you really impressed with the way Tifnumbu talk? I'm talking about like, logically, if you listen to him and you pay attention, are you really in any way, by any chance, impressed? If Tifnumbu speak and you are impressed, bros, check yourself. Don't give me that crap that is now old man. Go back and check all his speeches. These are empty drums. But guess what? They've got good guys who can package them, who can put things and make them look like, you know? Have you heard that? And since they can mobilize crowd with money, that's all that is needed. People don't ask questions. I could probably have become one of their image launderer, but thank God for my life. I thank the people who helped me because obviously I'll be that magic worker, but I knew what I wanted and I went for it and I got it. And here I am today, impacting on many of you who are young people because you are young. You have right to be logical in your thinking. People shouldn't manipulate you easily. Don't go to school because you can read and write, speak grammar, speak English. Be logical and you will see through whatever they have been telling you. And let me tell you something. All this I've told you, nobody will ever teach you that in school. Never. Lie. It is just to continue to tell you that Nigeria is a great place, but you know it when you walk out of the school and you go home. You know Nigeria is not a great place. The opportunity you have today is that you have access to unlimited, unfiltered information. Now, use your own intelligence to process them and you'll come to the conclusion that Nigeria is not for you. They will label you terrorists. They will label everybody terrorists. Labeling who terrorists. Terrorists calling people terrorists. So if I go to Odogbolu now and I say, hey, my people in Odogbolu, we need to group ourselves and locally we should form vigilante. If you see any of these marauding terrorists and all of them, please chase them away. And then the soldiers will come and they start shooting us. When they arrest us, they will parade us as terrorists who are causing trouble. Is that not what they are telling you? Is that not what they are doing to you? Is that not what their media are doing? The same media is telling you that the terrorists who can blow a rail line, who can shoot to hijack a train, the terrorists who can shoot down a fighter jet of a government, they are not terrorists. They are just bandits and vandals. But their media is going about and they will package it, they will continue to repeat it, they will continue to repeat it. You will see the Yorubas. Alatenu jess, and alajetenu bole, oni jeku jess, àwọn àgbàyà àgbà òfò, àwọn àgbà ranu, àwọn àgbà radarada. Àwọn olórí ibú máa ṣàǹfààní èèyàn. You will see them on TV, on radio. They will begin to justify what Malamu said now. We raised money for Igboho. Remember that. We raised millions of naira for the Yoruba Nation struggle. And we decided to help what Igboho and the others volunteered to do. And what was that? To continue to guarantee at least security in areas they've managed to chase away the terrorists. We raised the money. It was not raised in secret. Yoruba Nation struggle raised over 40 million naira between February 2021 and August 2021. The money is not hidden. From the money we donated, from the money we contributed all over the world, we gave not just we gave cars. We gave, in fact, Iba Gani Adams received about 5 bikes to aid those who are also going to help us continue the monitoring of Yoruba land, while we all continue to alert the world of the danger our people are living in. We raised the money online. The traces, the footprints are still there. Go on Google and you see different fundraisers. We raised money for Ilana Omo Odua. We raised money for the team working with Oloye Igboho. We bought, from the money we raised, they bought buses. You saw that. The buses they destroyed at Igboho's house. We bought bikes for easy movement in the terrain, in the forest. We donated the money. What the hell are they feeding you with? If not because they know that Nigeria is a mad land. And now the terrorists are those dictating who is a terrorist, who is not a terrorist. They are calling your brothers terrorists. When did IPOB come to Lagos to burn Oba's Palace? When did IPOB come to Lagos to burn BRT? Have you all forgotten when the BRT bus that loaded the thugs that attacked the protesters at Alausa? Have you all forgotten? Did IPOB hijack the BRT bus and they went to Agege to go and pack thugs from Agege? Eh? Did they? But you will see all these Jankara intellectuals on Yoruba TV, Yoruba radio station, just as much as you have them everywhere. Self-determination struggle is a legitimate struggle. Do you know that? Referendum is not a crime. When a section of a population says we want referendum, you will listen to them and you will conduct a referendum for them. Let those who want to go, let them vote yes. Let those who don't want to go, let them vote no. How hard is that? Now you've killed and continue to kill and label people terrorists. Does all this, do they make any sense to you? Don't join them. Oh. And you see all those people where they keep quiet in Yoruba land. All these our religious leaders. All these are political leaders. All these people who claim to be intelligentsia. All of them that are keeping quiet. Let them continue to keep quiet. You are going to speak up one day because it's going to get to you. When you speak up, they will label you a terrorist. That's their stock in trade. That's all they need to come after you. And who are those who are going to say they should free you? All of us that they are going to pick up anyway. So that we'll be in jail or killed. Why you keep quiet, Abi? Don't worry. Let's see how fast all of you will escape as they continue with this madness. Some of you who should know now that this is no longer Nigeria that all of you thought you agreed to be part of. This is no longer that Nigeria. If you continue to play the hide and seek with this whole truth, and you let them continue to persecute and persecute and prosecute our own people who said, let us stand up and demand for our own right to protect ourselves. If you continue to keep quiet, don't worry. When it gets to you, you will look around. You will likely not see us again because our voice will be too much for them that they are doing everything to silence us. Why your own silence is so deafening, it's so loud that we are becoming so deaf with the sound of your of your silence. No colorful now continue. But we should continue to tell our children, Igboho is not a criminal. Mazi Nnamdi is not a criminal. In fact, according to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, there is no court in Nigeria that can try him. Nigerian court can't try him. He is a leader of indigenous people of Biafra. The only thing that he has with Nigeria right now is a date of referendum. Give us a date. Shebi, you said some Igbos don't want to leave Nigeria. Leave us, we'll talk to ourselves. You give us a date. Just give us a date and say, okay, oh yeah, that's the only thing he has with Nigeria. And for those who are keeping the record of the atrocities of Malamu and gang in eastern Nigeria, please, I beg you, don't give up and don't stop. Every day atrocity they are committing, that they are claiming to be done by unknown gunmen, please keep the record of them. We know those behind it. And with all the flimsy nonsense they keep to dish out into their media, and their media helping them to call terrorist bandits, yeah? Keep documenting that too. They are not going to be in that place forever. Trust me, they're not going to be there forever. They will be hunted down and they will answer for all their crimes. And guess what? The Nnamdi Kanu that they think is a trophy for them today, the Oloye Igboho that they think they've chased to exile today, they will come back, when these guys are completely crushed. And these guys are going to be those who will determine most of what will happen to them. But I won't say much. Until then, tell your children, Igboho is not a criminal. Referendum is not a crime. Say it to your children. And please remember, stop telling your children that they are from Nigeria. Okay? Let them know they are from Biafra. They are from Yoruba land. They are from Igbira land. They are from Tifi land. They are from every land you come from. Let them know their root and where they come from. But do not forget, they are holding, or you are holding a Nigerian passport because your and our people are forced and continue to be forced into an abusive marriage that we have been fighting to leave. So when you tell your children this, you are teaching them the battle, which means when they grow up, they will know where you started and where you are stopping. This is a lifetime fight. Trust me, with these guys in charge and with what they have plotted towards us, sure, you will have no other choice but to defend where you come from. I'm from Yoruba land, and I will defend every land of the freedom that gave birth to me. And I believe many of you will do the same. If you would do the same, then these liars begin to count their days for them. Terrorists calling us terrorists right on our own land. That is the hardest I've actually heard in a while. I'll see you some other time. And thank you for listening to me tonight. Share the broadcast if you are just joining. Click like on that video before you leave. And tomorrow is another day. Tell your children, Igboho is not a criminal. Nnamdi Kanu is not a criminal. Asking for Biafra is not a crime. Asking for Yoruba Nation is not a crime. Self-defense is a universal right, which means your right to defend yourselves against any harm or anyone coming to attack your family. Now, this is what these men are demanding for Nigeria decided to hunt them, kill them, and tag them terrorists. That is unacceptable. Tell your children, and good night.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Prẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Tí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò.
Maiyegun ti dé.
òkúra olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò.
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràgì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣaranṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí abínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ tún ràgì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ tún ràgì o ẹ̀yin bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.